Neville Goddard believed in one profound truth, that imagination creates reality, and that our imagination is a direct link to God, infinite source, Buddha, Krishna, whatever you want to call it, nature, it doesn't really matter what you call it, through our conscious and subconscious mind, right? And that the more we can believe that our imagination creates reality and take the time to actually study and understand what exactly that means. So I wrote down a couple things. I really believe, he talks a lot about living in the end. And that, to me, my observation and the way that I understand it and I look at it is, whenever you can, imagine your life at the end result of your desire that you want. Right, I've talked a lot about this in other videos about we get up and we get into a good mood and we have an imaginal act, or we read some good scripture, or we do an affirmation that really gets us fired up, and then the rest of the day we resort back to our program and we're not living in the end, right? Living in the end is a feeling. It's a state of mind. So you want to stay in that state as much of the day as you possibly can. And I know that's not easy when you have a job and kids and everything else that's going on in life. Trust me, I understand. But it becomes a habit. And we can do it every day, starting with 1 minute a day, working up to 5 minutes, right? You can see how over an extended period of time, if you just keep living in the end and making it a habit, eventually you're going to spend an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours of your day living in the end. The thing we really need to understand about living in the end is how we're seeing ourselves. Because if we're seeing ourselves in third person, right, like we're watching a movie and we're looking at the actors, first person is how Neville describes it. We should be the actor looking out into the audience. So if you can imagine a stage and you're up on the stage giving a presentation, you wouldn't see yourself, you would see the audience. And that's how you want to live in the end. And then every one of these things that he suggests, feeling is the secret. So we're living in the end and we're really trying to feel what it would be like if we had health, wealth, love, and happiness. What would that really feel like? And I find it easier if you really take time to understand and become aware of your true desire. And a little something that I learned along the way is just closing your eyes and asking the question, what would that feel like if I had that desire? And it's not going to be a difference. You're going to feel a little bit calmer, a little bit easier, a little bit different than you did before you asked the question. And that's what you're trying to mirror, is that energy. The second thing is using the power of assumption. I think that this one's easier personally because now you are an actor. You're acting as if you are already the person you want to be through the law of assumption. You're assuming that you have the money, you have the health, you have the house, you have the car, you have all of the things that you really want to have. And by doing that, pretty soon you just start to become that person because you've spent so much time assuming that you are that person. You will start talking differently, walking differently, shaking hands with people differently. Your conversations are going to be different, right? And it's just a reflection back to you. Neville really teaches a lot about this is all just a distraction. Until you get the internal stuff figured out, it will mirror in the external what's really going on. So if you're not happy with your bank account or your wife or whatever it is you got going on, significant other, there's probably something internally going on inside of you that is reflecting that back to you like a mirror. Third thing is meditate and visualize. Probably for me, the most difficult is the visualizing at night, because I feel like I start to kind of get in a groove and then I either fall asleep or my mind kind of starts to wander. So a lot of times for me, I make a really short clip of something that I really want, and then I'll try to be as vivid and crystal clear, is what Neville explained. It's the vividness, feeling the counter in the house that you want, sitting in the car, feeling the steering wheel, smelling, get your senses involved. Get as much vividness as you can involved in this act. You know, you want to replay it in your mind over and over and over again like a movie, but you want it to be in first person. You don't want it to be in third person. So it would be, you know, if you wanted a job promotion or a raise, you would be looking out from your eyes at your boss, congratulating you, shaking his hand. Make that scene as real as possible. And it's just practice, right? In the beginning, it's going to be, the picture's not going to be very clear. You're not going to be able to get a lot of these senses involved because we haven't done it. So don't give up. Just keep doing it night after night after night after night. The night's going to come anyways. 10 years is going to come and go. You might as well try these things out for yourself so that you can be the judge, right? Another couple things I really want to talk about that Neville's really helped me is be doers of the word, not just hearers only, right? It's really awesome to read a book and get all jazzed up and then put the book down and never look at it again, or to watch a video and gather a bunch of amazing information, but then take no action on it. And that all of these steps that he's asking you to do is action. There has to be a reaction, right? We have our conscious and our subconscious mind. Our conscious mind is our thinking mind. It can read and add, subtract. It can also generate thought. It can also reject thought. Our subconscious mind can't reject. Whatever our conscious mind impresses as true with feeling impresses our subconscious mind. That impression has to be expressed. It has to. It's a law. There's no way around this. So you can't, everything in your life, you've impressed your subconscious. That's why it's coming to you. You know, Neville taught me also that, you know, getting your mind, in your body, in your soul connected really raises your vibration. And by raising your vibration, it makes you want to take the actions that you should be taking. Instead of just thinking about it and thinking that you should be doing it, you will impress your subconscious and it will have you take the actions. That's why you operate the way you operate all day long. It's because you're programmed through repetition. And so your subconscious mind won't let you not do what you're supposed to be doing. What it wants you to do, which is your habitual habits, right? So if watching TV is one of your habitual habits, your subconscious mind will send a thought up to your conscious mind to watch some TV. Or if you're on a diet and your subconscious mind doesn't want you to be on a diet because it doesn't like change, it's going to send a thought to you that you're hungry, that you should eat something, right? Once you start to understand some of this stuff, it really starts to make sense. And you really start to see the trap. The trap is that our thinking creates a feeling, right? That feeling really dictates everything from there on. If we get emotionally involved in the thought, it's going to our subconscious, and then it has to come to pass, right? That's why it's so important to reject the thoughts that you don't want. This stuff also works in reverse. I could have really bad thoughts of bad things happening and impress my subconscious. It doesn't know right from wrong. It knows whatever is impressed upon it must come to pass. So if it's negative stuff and bad things that I don't want, which is usually what we focus all of our thoughts on, is some future outcome that we don't want. So I hope this was helpful. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on School, SKOOL. We got a free 30-day paradigm pathway, little 30-day course we put together. Hopefully check it out. We'd love some feedback. And, if you know someone who's really struggling, one of the easiest things in the beginning to do is just understand that your thoughts create things. And if you can slow the thoughts down and change your thoughts, some people just need to be made aware, I can reject a thought. Yes. You're going to have to work at it. And it might bombard you 50, 100 times a day. You just keep saying, I don't accept that. I don't accept that. I don't accept that. All of this stuff works. The problem is it's easier to not do any of it. So I hope that was helpful. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye.